Hey everybody, Joe Caps, AR15 Defense Solutions. Real quick, we're going to do a breakdown cleanup of an AR-15. Keep things simple, we're going to use the level 1 RTA. It's a 14.5-inch carbine. Very simple, not a whole lot of hoo-ha to get in the way. First things first, always check and double check that your gun is unloaded. Next thing you're going to want to do is take the upper off the lower. These are your takedown pins, front and back. From the back side, push the pin in, flip her back over, pull the pin out. Same thing, push the pin in, and then pull it out. Next step is to remove the bolt carrier group from the upper receiver. Grab onto your charging handle latch and just lightly pop back with it, and then you can remove the bolt carrier group. Now your bolt carrier is the heart and soul of the gun. That is what is most important to keep clean, maintain. Everything else mostly takes care of itself. So what you're going to start with is you're going to pull this cotter pin out of this side. You can use the end of a 5.56 round, needle nose pliers are a lot easier. Once the cotter pin's out, give it a couple of taps, firing pin will drop out. Push the bolt in, and this is your cam pin. Turn that 90 degrees and pull it straight out. Once that's out of the way, pull your bolt straight out. Once you have your bolt out, a couple of things you want to check. Make sure that your gas rings, the gaps in them are spaced out. If they're lined up like that, you're going to lose pressure. So you want to make sure that you have pretty even spacing around those 3 rings. This is your extractor. You want to take that out. Again, you can use the end of the bullet. You can also use the firing pin, whatever floats your boat. Your spring for your extractor is directly under the back of it right here. So put a little pressure with your thumb. You've got a pin that goes through right there. Push that in. Put a little pressure on it again. Just grab onto it, slide it out. Once you've got the extractor out, the hook on this side, just give it a quick clean up with a brush. Just get the brass deposits out of it. You don't have to go crazy. The bolt itself, wipe some of the crud out of it real quick. Now there's all kinds of fancy carbine specific cleaning solutions, tactical soap, whatever you want to call it. Good old Hops #9 has worked for years, still works just fine. Take a little brush, give it a little dunk, and just give it a quick clean down. One area that does get deposit buildup is right around here. You don't have to go crazy with it, just give it a quick cleaning. Go through the bolt lugs real quick, just to get any brass flakes, any deposits that have built up. Reassembling the bolt. Start with your extractor. Set it in. Line the holes up inside. Just like when taking it apart, just put a little pressure with your thumb at the back. And then put your... You don't want it sticking out on either side. So just put a little pressure and nudge it till it gets centered up where it's not hanging out on either side. reassembly. Carrier, bolt, just wiggle it in until it drops all the way down. Looking at it head on, you want your extractor in the 10 o'clock position, and your ejector is going to be down in the 4 o'clock position. And you're going to take your cam pin, drop it in, rotate it 90 degrees, take your firing pin, just line it up in the hole, take your cotter pin. Now, it's very important that your firing pin not hang down. Make sure it's all the way up, because that cotter pin limits the travel of your firing pin, keeps it from slinging back and then slamming forward, which can cause damage. Put your cotter pin back inside, and you're good to go. In the chamber itself and the feed wraps, just take a small brush. This doesn't have to be done every time you shoot the gun, but just as an occasional maintenance thing. Get in behind the lugs and just get out some of the deposits and crud that builds up. You can use a rod with patches, whatever cleaning procedure you prefer for your barrel. I like a good old bore snake. I cut the metal bristles off to avoid damaging the chrome lining. Tie the string back on, burn it with a knot. It'll clean the barrel real quick without scarring up the chrome lining. Drop the weighted end down the barrel and just pull it through. You're going to want to do that 4 or 5 times is more than enough. Reassembling the upper is again just the opposite of taking it apart, but pull your bolt into the forward position. If it's back like that, you'll know right away because it will not go into the upper. Pull your bolt forward. Take your charging handle. There's a couple of tabs on either side that are going to line up with notches in the upper. Just find the notch and drop it in. Line your gas key up inside the charging handle and then just slide it forward. And you're done. The lower receiver itself, nothing really needs to be done to it. You don't ever need to oil the trigger. The natural action of the gun mists enough oil on it to keep it lubricated. Adding oil is just going to make a mess all over your hands when you're shooting. Line her back up, pop the pin, check the action, and you're good to go.